boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about emperor penguins and drawing them. Take a look at some emperor penguins here. They can grow up to 4 feet tall, which is very tall. This is an adult, and these are the babies. See the difference? The babies have a gray body and a white on their face, and the adults have, it turns into white on their body, and their face fills in with black. Penguins are amazing animals. These birds have flippers instead of wings, and they do not fly. They can move by sliding, swimming, running, and walking. So those are the different ways they move. They're birds that don't fly. Okay, let's take a look at how to draw some of these. Okay, we're going to reduce it, make it really simple. What you're going to try to do on your paper is make an oval. See if you can make an oval, and then try to make a circle on top of the oval. And then you're just going to try to connect these by making kind of a curved line here. So this is the bird's neck. On the sides, you're going to make kind of a triangle, or sort of just a pointy shape. That will be their flippers on each side. And then for their feet, you could even just make a another oval like that, or you could make them kind of jagged line, a zigzag line coming out to the sides. Okay, now we're going to have our penguin looking to the side a little bit. So I'm just going to make a triangular beak heading towards the corner of the page. And then we can put an eye, kind of right where the beak is here. Okay, this is the great start for our emperor penguin. Next, I'm just going to take a black crayon and I'm going to outline everything. That means go around the edges. So I'll take my black crayon and I'm going to outline, and then I'm going to paint it. So what you can do is you could color it or you could paint it. And I'm going to outline the eye and the beak. Okay, now see this part in here? We're actually just going to paint right through that. Or you could also color with your crayons. So if you wanted to continue with crayons, you could just color in this area black and this area black for the flippers. Keep the stomach white. And then we can color in the head black. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint mine, so I'm going to get a paintbrush and some paints that you guys should have at home. And I'm going to dip the paint in the water, and I'm going to count to 10 as I stir up my paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm just putting the tip of the brush on the paint so that it stays nice and pointed like a ballerina on her tippy toes. You do not want to smush the brush down like this and make it go all different ways. That hurts the brush. So we want to keep our brush nice and have the nice tip here. That's just what we use when we paint. We just paint with the tip. We don't paint down here with the bottom of the paintbrush. We paint with the tip of the paintbrush. Now, as you can see, some of the crayon's going to resist the paint a little bit. So I was just trying to show you that you can either color with the crayons or you can paint, either one. So either option. Some of you might not have the ability to use paint with the brush and water. So here we've got our penguin, and he looks pretty good. Remember, his stomach stays white. I'm going to rinse off my brush, and you could either take an orange crayon to color the beak and the feet, or you could go ahead and paint them. So that's up to you, which one you want to do for the beak. And maybe I'm going to make a little black dot in his eye too, to show the pupil of his eye. Okay. Now you might want to do that with a crayon. It might be a little bit easier for kindergartners with a crayon. Now I can make him have some ice in the background. These penguins live in the southern hemisphere, so they live below the equator, down here in Antarctica. So I'm going to make it kind of cold looking, so I could make some glaciers or mountains of ice, mountains covered in ice in the distance. Or I could make a beautiful sunset if I wanted to in the sky by dipping my brush into the orange or the red or the yellow. Now I dip it in the water, and then I can come and get some of my paint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And remember, we're just using the tip of the brush. We're using this part of the brush, not that part of the brush. Okay, or else the brush will get ruined. I've got a lot of ruined art brushes here, and I don't want any more. So we want to make sure that we always use the art materials properly, and then they'll last for years. Okay, so I'm making a sunset sky. You could do whatever you wanted in the background. You could name your penguin and watch the video to learn a little bit more about penguins.